There are a lot of different properties in multiplication. We already looked at the commutative property, and that was when we could switch the factors around any way we want, and we'll still end up with the same product. The next property we're going to learn about is called the distributive property. The distributive property is when I can distribute my factors and still get my same product. We all loved break apart and addition. This is another way to break apart. Today in class we met our friend, the distributive doctor, and we learned that the distributive doctor loves to operate on arrays. Let's look at the example of 6 times 4. If I drew out an array for 6 times 4, I can make my 4 rows with my 6 columns. My 4th row, my 5th row, and my 6th row. Now, there's a lot of X's here, and to count them up can be a little bit tricky sometimes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break apart my array into 2 groups. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to separate the array right down the middle. My new array here is going to be 3 times 4, and my new array here is going to be 3 times 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the product for each. If I look at my array here, 3 times 4 equals 12, and 3 times 4 here equals 12. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add these 2 products together. So 12 plus 12 is 24. So that means that 6 times 4 has a product of 24. Another way to look at this is if we had 6 times 4 again, another way to use the distributive property is it's going to be one multiplication sentence plus another one. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a factor that I want to keep in both of my multiplication sentences. I'm going to go with my 4 because it's a smaller number and I think I know my 4 facts a little better. So I'm going to put 4 in both of my multiplication sentences. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this 6 and break it apart into the different multiplication sentences. Now my job here is I have to pick 2 numbers that I can add together to equal 6. I'm going to go for my known double fact, 3, because 3 plus 3 equals 6. Now I'm going to solve. So 4 times 3 equals 12, plus 4 times 3 equals 12, and then 12 plus 12 equals 24. The best part about distributive is that I don't have to do the 3 plus 3 with the 6. I can pick any 2 numbers to add together to equal 6. Let's try a different set of numbers. Still sticking with 6 times 4, but this time I'm going to still keep my 4s. So that's the number I'm keeping. 6 is what I'm going to break apart. But this time, the numbers that I'm going to add together is I'm going to break it up into 1 and 5. 1 plus 5 equals 6. Now I have 4 times 1 equals 4, plus 4 times 5 equals 20, and then 4 plus 20 equals 24. If you see, boys and girls, I broke it up differently in this one than I did up here, but I still got the same product either way.